Hey, this is Taz here again with June, and we were with Mindful Integration, and we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the healing, energetic modalities that we've tried in the past for many, many years, and how it hasn't gotten to the root of some of the things inside of us that we were looking to get healed, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so easy to find all of these options, all of these options promising to help. And they're helpful. They are helpful.
Yeah, they're really grounding. They can kind of clear some energy, I believe, like Reiki or massage, sound baths, those type of things. Even yoga, meditation. I've done a ton of meditation. I don't know about you. I'm sure you have.
I've done a ton of meditation, yeah.
Right.
And meditation does not get to the core trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done talk therapy. Talk therapy did eventually, after almost 15 years,
Wow.
not going consistently for 15 years, but kind of off and on through the years. I did get some benefit from talk therapy, but it doesn't always get to it either. You know what I found? Sometimes therapists don't want to accidentally trigger you or get you into core trauma.
Okay.
That a lot of times therapists just aren't comfortable going with you into a very painful, traumatic period, unfortunately.
Or maybe they're just not trained to go there, some of them, right?
They're not trained to go there. They're trained to send their client to a psychiatrist so their client can be diagnosed with some sort of mental illness and given pharmaceutical drugs.
Right.
Basically.
Which doesn't get to the root cause of anything.
No, it doesn't get to the root cause. Just
covering up the symptoms. And sometimes it doesn't cover up. It makes more symptoms. People can't sleep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've got these symptoms as a result of the pharmaceuticals to deal with. So you mentioned massage therapy. I love getting a massage. I love that. But one of the things I've noticed is, let's say I'm having some pain. I'm having pain and it's been going on for a while, and I decide I'm going to go get a massage. And it helps with the pain. I'm walking out and I'm feeling great. Oh, yeah, that feels great. But an hour or two later, the pain comes back.
Wow.
A lot of times.
Okay.
Which tells me...
Yeah, like a chiropractor. I go to a chiropractor and I'm feeling good and things seem to be adjusted well. And then you got to go back a couple of days later because it's coming back.
Yes. So it's, again, some of these modalities, even though they're great and they are helping.
They are helping in some level for sure, yeah.
But they're not getting to the root and the core of the trauma, which is oftentimes what is actually causing this suffering.
It can cause the pain, the illness, all of that.
It can cause anxiety, the inability to sleep. We have clients all the time, right? Saying that I can't sleep at night, or I'm just having a lot of anxiety and I don't even really know why.
Yeah. Or they're getting triggered a lot in their relationships. Even though they've done all these things.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes. And I mean, what about low self-esteem and the idea of self-confidence and having trust, like I can trust myself.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, and so what do we go to sometimes for that? We go to these positive affirmation programs, right? I mean, let's go to a positive affirmation weekend retreat.
Or hypnosis, or,
Yeah.
I've heard some of that's pretty good. I don't know, I haven't tried it myself, but people will do anything to change the way that they think. They'll try anything.
And if I can do that without actually going deep down inside and looking at the actual
suffering, the pain, right?
And the actual pain that I'm trying to avoid, I'm going to do that, which that makes sense, right? I want to avoid it, probably. That's a human tendency to, I want to feel better without having to allow any pain
Right.
to come up.
Right.
And so I'm going to try to do these positive affirmations. I'm going to try to do the yoga, the meditation. Yeah, I'm going to do all of this stuff and see if it helps. So I guess, what we're talking about today is...
And it does help you get grounded in some ways. A lot of those things.
It helps in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I guess what we're saying is, do you feel like it isn't getting to the root? It doesn't seem to be getting to the root cause of the anxiety or the sleeplessness or being triggered all the time.
Or having those same patterns of thoughts that keep coming that are not serving you anymore. Or getting upset with somebody that you're close to over the same thing over and over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patterns of triggering situations happening. Yeah, you care about a person, you love them, and yet you're getting triggered by them constantly.
That's frustrating.
And you're triggering each other. That's very frustrating. And it's frustrating because why is this still happening? I've been doing all of this work.
Yeah.
I've been doing all of this yoga, this meditation. I've never tried really the reflexology or the Reiki. I've done some energy work. Even astrology. It can be, well, I'm going to pursue my astrology and go into that, and that's going to help me. Well, it can help us get, like you said, get grounded
and learn a little bit more about yourself, but it's not going to get to the root of what happened to you when you were a kid, what trauma happened to you, what beliefs you have that you've picked up on from your parents or your mentors or just the world.
Yes.
So what I love about our work and our tools is that if I get in a tiff with somebody that's close to me, I can take those tools and within 5-10 minutes realize, oh, it's me. It's not them.
It's me. Or it's something that happened to me similar to this.
Yeah.
This is actually triggering something that happened to me. And usually it is in childhood.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe the reason why people avoid this deeper work is because of that impulse that we all have, which is human, to avoid pain.
Yep.
I need to avoid the pain. So what about the idea of, well, I'm so grounded, I've been doing all of this work for so many years, I have a really good foundation. Maybe I can confront the pain.
Maybe I'm ready to do that.
Maybe I'm ready. That might be you. You might go, I am pretty strong. I have done a lot of work, and maybe I am ready.
Yeah.
To just go there. Go into the pain. Allow it.
And trust me, it doesn't last very long. We make up this idea like it's going to be so horrible, it's going to last forever, but it really, the feelings or the emotions that may come up are very, very temporary, very short-lived.
Right, and especially when you're grounded in mindfulness, you are familiar with being in a meditative state, you have experienced witness consciousness, you know that there's a part of you that's observing what's going on all the time.
Right.
So then you can take these tools and you can gently, maybe with the help of a facilitator, you can gently go back into the trauma and allow the emotions to come up.
Yep.
Without feeling overwhelmed. In fact, I almost feel like the people that are actually ready for the work that we do are the people that have already done a lot of work.
Yeah, because if you're just starting out on your healing journey and haven't done a lot of these things we were talking about, it's going to be pretty difficult to go deep first, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it could be done, but How
So
loud can we get?
yeah, so that's why we wanted to make this video for you if you're listening and you are a person that has been doing a lot of work and using a lot of these modalities. Then consider that maybe you are more ready than you thought you were to dig deep and allow some emotions that maybe have never even been felt.
Yeah, because our facilitators are amazing, and we are amazing at holding space for you. And
Yes.
we love it. This is our passion. And we also have breath work that can help bring up a lot of emotion, a lot of things without even having to go into any of it, you know.
Well, and that's the thing too. People sometimes assume that they need to go into the story and they're going to have to reveal secrets to us and give us details about what happened, but that's not really the case at all. If someone needs to talk and they need to be heard and they want to go through and tell their whole story, that's fine. We're there for them. We can listen to that, but it's really not necessary to have to go into all the details of the trauma. We're touching into the basics of what happened, and we're starting with today, what's going on today, and then we're letting that lead us to where it originated. Where did it originate? There's a trauma there. There's a trauma or a period that was traumatic, that we were young, we were trying to survive, we were trying to cope with life, and we took on these coping strategies, which is amazing.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing as human beings that we take on these strategies.
Yeah. Well, it helps us survive, right?
Yes, it helps us survive. And that's an important part of the work that we do, is to be grateful towards our programming and grateful towards our coping strategies by realizing specifically what they have been helping with. You know, oftentimes it's going to be in the category of it's helping get needs met, and it's also helping to protect from anything that could be painful.
And imagine not having to do like an hour of meditation every day, or to do all these affirmations, or to spend 3 or 4 hours a day just doing all this work to keep yourself balanced. You don't have to do that once you get to the root and let it out.
Yes.
That's no longer necessary.
Right.
To stay grounded, right?
And after using these tools for a while, we reach the point where I'm willing to feel whatever emotion this is that is coming up right now. I'm willing to feel that. That's where freedom is. You know, that's freedom. That's total freedom.
And I'm willing to accept those parts of myself I haven't accepted before.
Well, that part of myself that was there during the trauma, I've kind of partitioned off that part of myself, because maybe when I think about that part of myself, I feel shame,
right?
You know, or guilt, or sadness, or regret, or anger.
Right. A lot of people repress anger, that's for sure, or any of those emotions.
So I guess what we're saying is we have a way to, you know, create enough space within a session, a one-on-one session, or in one of our small group programs, where we can gently, you know, allow our
unravel
emotions.
All the beliefs,
unravel
all the
it,
stories,
unravel it,
all the trauma, and get you to a place where you're really much more authentic in this world, right?
Yes. Yes. And, you know, you have more energy, because we don't realize how much energy we're spending avoiding these things. We're avoiding it. It's unconscious. It's trying to protect us. It's beautiful, but it's taking more energy than what we realize.
And that's why we do all these other things, to avoid the pain.
Yes. And so as we start confronting, as we start resting with, as we start allowing and being willing to experience it, and we experience it, and like you said, it isn't what we thought it was going to be. It doesn't overwhelm us. It doesn't last forever. It doesn't keep coming and keep coming. It doesn't throw us back into a panic, especially if we're already grounded in some of these other practices that we've been doing. Then all of a sudden we realize, oh, all of a sudden I have more energy.
That's what we all want, right?
Yes, without caffeine or any kind of drug or anything like that. It's just natural energy that is available to us as human beings, as long as we're not trying to repress things. And even though the repression is unconscious. So I guess the work that we do is about helping ourselves see, what am I unconsciously avoiding?
Right. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And the key to that is what's happening right now. What's triggering me? What am I reacting to? What am I judging?
Or even in the past, like maybe a couple of days ago, you had an argument with somebody. We can go back there too, right? It
Yes.
doesn't really matter.
Doesn't have to be today.
Yeah.
It could, like one really cool tool is to say, everything is perfect just the way it is. And then just allow the no. Allowing the no. See, that's why this work is a little bit different from the positive affirmation work, because we're allowing the no. We're allowing the body, we're allowing the system to say, no, everything is not perfect.
Yeah.
What is not? And we're just letting it speak. Give it some space. Give it some room to speak and talk. And it will. It wants to be heard. It wants to be seen.
Because it's been many, many years of not being heard, not being seen, hiding it, putting all this dust on top of it, gold on top of it, making it as if it's like really, it's not going to be there anymore if I do this.
Yes.
It's not going to be there anymore if I meditate, whatever it is.
Yes, if I do yoga every day, all of my core trauma is going to just magically be released, and it'll...
I know, I've been there. I've done things where I wake up in the morning and I have to do this, this, and this in order to be in this state. And then I'm fine. And then everything, I don't have to look at the stuff underneath it all. But, I wasn't doing it intentionally to avoid it. I was unconscious about what was really going on.
Right. We have good intentions when we start doing all of this work, and that's fine. We're not saying anything negative about all of these modalities. We're just saying, if you're ready to consider, am I really resolved? Am I clear? Have things cleared out? Am I really not being triggered anymore? Am I pretty clear? And then if I do get triggered, am I able to, can I use my modality and will it clear it out?
Right.
Because if not, we have some simple tools, right, to help with that.